Drop, you can't ignore it. I'm transforming now these cars and planes. I'm always boarding. Just out touring down in Charlotte like I play for Hornets.
Oh, hey, ho, top of the morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. I know you probably is like, what is going on? You adjusting your computer screens. But check this out. This is the TFG Sports Show. I am your host, Kendrick, the sports guy. Did you miss me? Been gone for a minute, but I'm back, and we are on a new day and new time. Yes, we are going to be on Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. So you can wake up and with your bowl of cereal, fix you some grits if you so choose, some eggs, some bacon, turkey bacon, whatever your choice is, and you can wake up and we can chat a little bit about some sports, some of the hot topics that has been going on during the week. Now, before we get into it, I need you to come in, hit that like, hit that share button, hit that and hit the comments. I need you to jump in the comments. Let me know you're here so we can chat a little bit. Again, this is the TFG Sports Show, the best 30-minute sports talk show on social media. Again, a new day, new time. Again, Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time right here on YouTube and on Facebook. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the TFG Sports Media channel on YouTube and make sure you follow it on Facebook as well, the TFG Sports Media page. Again, make sure you come and like, share, comment so we can chat a little bit about some sports. Now, let's jump into some of these quick hits for a minute. We're going to talk NFL mostly. We're talking NFL, had a lot of stuff going on this past week. We just jump into some of these quick hits. Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver Jamar Chase is going to be out for the 6 weeks with a hip injury. Before his injury, in the 7 games he's played, he's caught 47 balls, 605 yards, and he has caught 6 touchdowns. So again, all-world, all-pro wide receiver for the Bengals. Wide receiver Jamar Chase will be out the next 4 to 6 weeks. So that means T. Higgins is going to have to step his game up. Now, let's talk about the Kansas City Chiefs. They adding more firepower for Mr. Patrick Mahomes. They did acquire the Giants wide receiver, Kadarius Toney, for 2023 draft picks. Toney was a first-round draft pick in the 2021 draft. So the Chiefs have traded for Kadarius Toney. Now, the trade deadline for the NFL is this coming Tuesday. Now, let's talk about the Carolina Panthers. They traded oft-injured running back Christian McCaffrey. That was the big one of all these trades to the 49ers last week for a second, third, fourth round picks in the 2023 draft and a 5th rounder in the 2024 draft. Again, the Carolina Panthers, they fired their head coach Matt Rule. They traded one of their other receiver, Robbie Anderson, to the Cardinals, and then they traded their often injured but all-pro running back Christian McCaffrey to the 49ers. Now, McCaffrey on the season, he's had 93 attempts. He's ran for 431 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he's averaging 4.6 yards per carry. Now, another trade that happened is concerning the NFC East. The Bears traded defensive end Robert Quinn to the Eagles in exchange for a 4th-round pick, and that was reported by the NFL Network's Ian Rappaport. The Eagles and Quinn agreed to cut off the last 2 years of his contract, which will make him a free agent at the end of the season. So basically, they renting Robert Quinn for the season, or he could re-sign with the Eagles. Who knows? We'll see. Now, Quinn had 2 non-guaranteed years left on his contract, and the Chicago Bears will pay the rest of his deal, which is $7.1 million this season. Again, Robert Quinn, pretty good pass rusher. Matter of fact, he had 18.5 sacks last season for the Chicago Bears, but now he's the Eagles, and the undefeated Eagles are adding to their they're stacking. They're looking to make a run to the Super Bowl, so we'll see what the Eagles do. Now, let's talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Ooh-wee. Boy, it's a mess right now for them. Quarterback Tom Brady and his wife, of 13 years, Giselle Bundchen, have finally called it quits. This was one of the worst kept secrets ever. I think all of us knew that they were heading this way, but they officially filed for divorce on Friday. And it has been finalized according to all reports. They finalized that in the state of Florida. They do have two children together. And so again, quarterback Tom Brady and his wife of 13 years, Giselle Bundchen, are calling it quits. And I think that has something to do with why Tom Brady, I think, hasn't played well. Again, sometimes the personal stuff, it affects you, regardless of what you may think. So again, we're going to segue into our NFL Week 8 previews. Speaking of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they were the Thursday night game versus the Ravens. The Tampa Bay Bucs came up short at home. They lost to the Ravens 27-22. That puts them at 3-5. The Ravens improved to 5-3. Let's just call it like we see it. Tampa Bay is not looking real good for them right now. It's not really, but they in that NFC South division, and it's kind of, they all bungled up with like 3 wins apiece. So they still got a shot to win that division. Now, Lamar Jackson was 27 for 38 for 238 yards with 2 touchdowns. Tom Brady was 26 for 44 for 325 yards, 1 touchdown, and 0 interceptions. The Ravens rushed for 231 yards. That was the key to this game. They really ran the ball down the Bucs' throat. Now, the Bucs are on a 3-game losing streak. This is the first time since 2002 Brady has lost 3 games in a row as a starter. First time since 2002. You're talking about 20 years ago. Since he became a starter, he hadn't lost 3 in a row. Now, the Bucs have lost for the 5th time in 6 games. So it's looking kind of shaky down in there in Tampa Bay. They got some injuries. They got a whole lot of things going on. Miss Williams, Toria, thanks for joining me this morning. Toria says they sacked that tail. Now Tom holds the record for the most sacked quarterback. You rolled right into what I was getting ready to mention. Brady has been sacked most times in NFL history. Ben Roethlisberger held that record. But now it's Tom Brady. He's been sacked 555 times in his career. You know, that's a dubious record to hold, but it is what it is. But he's also, you can flip it, he's the winningest quarterback in the NFL. He got the most Super Bowls. He got 7 of them. So there's a trade-off. So I'm sure Tom was like, I'll take them 555 sacks to go along with my 7 trophies and my 7 rings. Now, some bad news for the Bucs. As well as losing the game, they lost one of their key players on defense. Bucs linebacker Shaquille Barrett. It has been confirmed he has a torn Achilles and he is out for the rest of the season. So again, the Tampa Bay Bucs, man, they keep taking the hits. They keep taking the hits. Now, but do you feel sorry for them? I don't, because believe me, the team I'm gonna talk about here in a little bit, my team, they about is in the bad shape as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But we'll get to that. Now, Julio Jones did catch a touchdown from Brady, his first touchdown, I believe, as a Buccaneer. So again, Tampa Bay takes another L. They lose to the Ravens 27-22. The Ravens are sitting pretty in the AFC North. They lead their division at 5-3. The Bucs fall to 3-5. Now, let's talk about those Cowboys, NFC East. They hosting the Bears this coming Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This will be the second game back for quarterback Dak Prescott after missing the first 5 with a fractured thumb. And he's coming off a win. He was a little rusty, you could tell. They did beat the Lions 24-6, and it was a struggle because it was close at halftime. But that defense of the Dallas Cowboys, they turned it on. They created 5 turnovers, and they eventually pulled away from the Lions. Now, the Bears are coming off a big win, too. They beat the Pats 33-14 on Monday night. Quarterback Justin Fields for the Bears, he had 82 of the Bears' 243 rushing yards. And the Bears are the number 1 rushing offense in the NFL through 7 games. So the Cowboys, they're going to have their hands full. They're going to have to stop that running game. And the Cowboys defense, I think, is ranked near the low teens when it comes to stopping the run. So you can run on the Cowboys a little bit. So that's going to be one of the keys to watch in this game on tomorrow. Now, the Bears also come in with the number 2 pass defense. So They can get after the quarterback. Now they don't have Robert Quinn anymore, but they got a couple of those young linebackers that they can get after the quarterback. So watch that. Watch the pass defense versus the Cowboys passing game. Will there be will Dak be able to get some throws down the field? Will CeeDee Lamb, will he finally kind of show up and show what he can do? And then we haven't even talked about James Washington. I think he's almost close to being back for the Cowboys. I think he's I think maybe this week or next week, but the Cowboys do have a bye next week. So that'll give him a little bit more time to get ready. Now, Cowboys running back Ezekiel Elliott, he has a torn right MCL and a thigh bruise. And according to reports I read yesterday, looks like he's not going to play today. So that's going to leave all the load on running back Tony Pollard. They're going to have to bring up a running back probably from the practice squad as well. Again, as I said before, the Bears are leading the NFL in rushing with 181 yards per game. So you got the 3-4 Bears at the 5-2 Cowboys. My pick for this game, I'm picking the Cowboys to win this 29. Actually, I'm going to go Cowboys 24, Chicago 14. Now, the Cowboys D is leading the league in sacks with 29. So I'm picking the Cowboys to go to move to 6-2 and the Bears to drop to 3-5. So Dallas, I picked them 24-14. Ms. Williams says, I do not count all those rings. 1 or 2 were questionable. Sorry, but Brady to me will always be known to be a cheater. Hey, okay, I can rock with that, but even if you don't count 2 of those, even though he still got 5. So yeah, Cowboys doing pretty good, Ms. Williams. He still got 5. So I get what you're saying. A lot of people do. I look at it like, Spygate will always be one asterisk by that. I get that, but again, to do what he's done in 22 seasons, to go to 10 Super Bowls, even if you don't count 2, he still won 5. I think, he's not my favorite. He's on the GOAT list, but he's not my GOAT, but you got to put him up there regardless, especially coming from where he came from, 6th-round draft choice. Nobody even expected Tom Brady to even be where he is, to be honest with you. If it wasn't to the injury to Drew Bledsoe, we wouldn't even know who Tom Brady is. If Drew Bledsoe would have never got injured, be honest with you, Tom Brady probably would have been somewhere else. He wouldn't have been with New England. So again, all right, Miss Williams, thank you for commenting. You keep talking to me. Now let's move to my Packers. Boy, they I don't know, this train look like it's about to go off the tracks in Green Bay. I don't know what's going on. Losing to the Washington Commanders on this past Sunday. That was a rough one. Well, the Packers got a rough one now because they go to Buffalo. The 3-4 Packers are headed to the Bills, and that's the Sunday night game. And look, I'm not expecting the Packers to get a win. I'm not. But anything can happen on any given Sunday. Now, the Packers are a 10.5-point underdog, and that's the largest spread ever in Aaron Rodgers' career as a starter for Green Bay. Now, the Bills lead the NFL in total yards passing, yards gained, and fewest yards, and points allowed, and interceptions with 10. So the Bills are stacked right now in week 7, going into week 8. I would say they are the favorite to win the Super Bowl, or at least go to the Super Bowl. The Bills are looking pretty good. Now they're coming off real rested too, because they coming off a bye. They defeated the rival, the other best team in the AFC, the Chiefs. They coming off that big win, 24-20. So again, Packers, Aaron Rodgers went on the radio calling out players. I don't really have a problem with that, but you got to also point the finger at yourself, if you're not playing well either. So Packers in disarray. I think the defense can't stop anybody. The receiving core isn't strong. Alan Lazard is not going to even play Sunday night, so that's one less weapon. I don't even think Randall Cobb will be back. The rookie wide receiver Christian, I can't think of his last name. I think he's going to be back. He had a hamstring injury. Offensively, man, they need to lean on the run game. I don't know why. Lean on Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon. Lean on that running game. Offensive line is banged up. David Bakhtiari, I don't think he's going to play. Elgin Jenkins is a little banged up. So it's just whatever can go wrong right now for the Packers is going wrong. But again, and they sitting at 3-4 in that NFC North, right behind the Vikings. So the only saving grace is the NFC North is really just a three-team race, because Detroit, I don't think you're going to do anything. And I had a relative of mine that said, by the way, Antoine Banks said that the Detroit Lions were going to be good this year. That lasted all of maybe 2 weeks. So he missed on that one. So again, the Packers at the Bills this coming Sunday night game. Man, I'm going with the Bills. Bills are going to win this. I'm saying Bills 29-10. I just see the Packers they got to regroup, got to figure it out. I don't know. And paying A-Rod all this money, he's owed a lot of money the next 2 years. I don't know now. I don't know if it was right to extend him. But hindsight is always 20/20. So anyway, that's the Sunday night game. Now, some other key games coming up tomorrow. You got the Steelers at the Eagles, the Battle of Pennsylvania. That's at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then we got the 49ers at the Rams, NFC West Division game. That's it, the late game at 4:25 Eastern Standard Time. And then we got the Cardinals at the Vikings, and that's an early game at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm picking my upset pick for tomorrow. I think the Steelers will beat the Eagles tomorrow. That's my upset pick. Now, here's our division leaders. The AFC East, Bills are leading the division at 5-1. AFC North, the Ravens are leading the division at 5-3. The Bengals are game back at 4-3, and the Jets are game back of the Bills at 5-2. That's a surprise team right now. Now, the AFC South, the Titans are leading the division at 4-2. The Colts are right behind them at 3-3-1. The AFC West, the Chiefs leading the division at 5-2. Chargers at 4-3 right behind them. The NFC East, Eagles, only undefeated team in the league. They are 6-0. They lead the division. The Giants right behind them at 6-1. Cowboys are right behind the Giants at 5-2. Now the East, NFC East, is a combined 20-7. Who would have thought that? Everybody call it the NFC East, but if you look at their combined record, they probably the best division in football. Wink, wink. But anyway, the Eagles are the last undefeated team in the league. Now, NFC North, the Vikings are leading the NFC North at 5. And told you that division is still going to be up in the air. The Bucs are 3-5 right behind them. And the NFC West, the Seahawks leading that division at 4-3. The Rams are right behind them at 3-3. All right, let's move on. Mr. Producer, Mr. Tyler, let's talk about ESPN College. That should be ESPN. But ESPN College Game Day is at Jackson State, and it just finished up. They did their they show live from Jackson State. The first time ESPN's College Game Day has ever been to Jackson, Mississippi for its pregame show. You probably wonder, wow, is that a big deal? That is huge, because they've never done that before. The crew, the hosts, Reese Davis, Desmond Howard, Kirk Herbstreit, Pat McAfee, and David Pollock they were live from 8 a.m. this morning. I was peeping in on it. Jackson State did an awesome job. They had the band, they had some of the fraternities and sororities doing their thing. It was just a big, big party. And you can say what you want. Coach Prime is putting Jackson State on, as well as the whole HBCU thing. He's putting it on the map. You know, a couple of weeks ago, there was a issue when Jackson State, Coach Prime and coach of Alabama State, Eddie Robertson Jr. had a little tiff at during the handshake at midfield. And Coach Robertson Jr. said that, you know, I am swag. He ain't swag. He was talking about Coach Prime. And I just felt that was a little bit of an animosity there. He would later apologize. But let's go and keep it 100, as they say. Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, he has put the SWAC on the map. HBCUs everywhere on the map, for that matter, not just the SWAC. He's got people interested in watching. I know I follow a lot of the commentators that covered the HBCU and SWAC. I follow them on YouTube, all because of Coach Prime and what he's done at Jackson State. So it's big, and I'm glad to see the HBCU was getting some love. I hope this is just only the beginning. Ms. Williams says that was huge, but they should did it a long time ago. Well done, Deon. I agree, Ms. Williams. They and again, according to some reports I saw, they've only did it once. But I'm with you, Toria. They should have done that a long time ago. This I don't know why they just not getting around to it. But I also think that probably Stephen A. Smith has something to do with that. If you didn't know, Stephen A. Smith is a graduate of an HBCU. I think he went to North Carolina A&T, if I'm not mistaken. So he may have had a hand in that. You know, First Take has done their show at Florida A&M. I want to say a couple of months ago. They maybe last year they did their show live at Florida A&M. So I'm glad to see it. I hope these HBCUs still keep getting love, and as they should. And Jackson State got a good game today. They playing Southern. You know, Jackson State is undefeated at 7-0. Southern is 5-2. That game will be on ESPN3 at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So Jackson State is looking to win the SWAC and try to get back to the Celebration Bowl. Quarterback Shadur Sanders should be in the talk for the Heisman. We'll see. They got some good players there. Southern got some good players as well. The whole HBCU football is looking good. It's quality football. Can they compete with a lot of these Power 5 schools? Not yet, because they don't have financially. They're not on that level, but they should be. They should be on that level, and I think Coach Prime is doing a heck of a job making sure the limelight is being shown on Jackson State as well as the other HBCU schools. So salute. ESPN College Game Day. Hope y'all go, not just Jackson State, go check out some of the other schools. Go to Grambling, go to Southern, Florida A&M. Just go, Bethune-Cookman, Morehouse, Howard. Let's keep this thing rocking like that. All right, Mr. Producer Tyler, let's move on to our next topic. We're talking Crawford and Spence Jr. fight. It's Crawford ducking. Well, it ain't happening. We already know that. We thought that we were going to be seeing this fight in November. Well, it's not going to happen at all, guys. Matter of fact, Crawford will fight David Avansayan. He's already on December 10th in his hometown of Omaha on pay-per-view, which would be $39.95. Now, there's a couple of reports came back and forth that Crawford and Spence Jr. Was saying that he believed that Crawford had this other fight in his back, and he's basically his own promoting guy. Crawford accused the Spence Jr. camp of not allowing him to see some of the expenditures that would be in the purse for his fight if it was to happen. So that was the holdup, according to Crawford, where Spence Jr. and his people said that wasn't the holdup. No, it was on Crawford. So here we are now. The biggest welterweight fight that we would have probably seen in years looks like it's definitely not going to happen in 2022. Don't know if it's going to even happen in 2023. Now, Spence Jr., who's from DeSoto, Texas, holds the IBF, WBC, and WBA welterweight championship. He's 28-0 with 22 KOs. And Terrence Bud Crawford holds the WBO belt, and he's 38-0 with 29 KOs. Now, these guys, we want to see that welterweight division unified. Now, Spence Jr. did say he ain't gonna wait long. He says I've been fighting at this welterweight for a minute. He says like I'm ready to move up. So the way Spence Jr. is saying that if Crawford keep ducking, and I'm just saying that's what Spence Jr. say he's ducking. Spence is gonna move on and move up a division. So I really want to see this Crawford Spence Jr. fight, but I don't know if it's going to ever happen. We're going to see. Both Spence and Crawford were working on a deal to fight on a PBC pay-per-view. So this is going to be one of those fights where if it happens, it may happen after we don't even really want to see it, because these guys ain't getting any younger now. And another thing, what if Crawford loses on December 10th? Will that change? Will that change anything? I don't know. So we're going to see. Again, Spence says he may move up to 154 pounds if Crawford don't quit ducking. I'd like to know what you guys think. I don't know. I mean, it's he say. They always say there's three sides to a story. Is his side, her side, his side, and the truth falls somewhere in the middle. So just from what I'm reading, I think Crawford had already planned to not do this fight. Just because, and supposedly the fight he's taking on December 10th, he's getting 8 figures, and he's already been paid that, according to reports from Bob Arum. So I'm sorry, Crawford has already got his money, according to Bob Arum, and the challenger and the guy he's fighting, supposedly, according to Arum, has already been paid. So I don't know. I'd like to know what you guys think. Crawford Spence Jr. fight. You think Crawford's ducking? Y'all make sure y'all leave a comment. Or do y'all ever even think this fight is going to happen? And are we going to even continue to be interested in it? Y'all make sure y'all comment. Make sure you like and let me know what you think about that when you watch this afterwards. Now, let's move on. Mr. Producer, Ice Cube, yay. O'Shea Jackson, his Big 3 league becomes the first black-owned pro league. Now, it was recognized by the U.S. Black Chambers, Inc. and the BYBL by Black. BYBLACK by Black. That's big. This is the first pro league ever designated as black owned. First pro league ever. So that's big. You know, Ice Cube started this venture back in 2017 with Jeff Quaintz, and who's a entertainment exec. And he said he wanted to give an opportunity for those NBA stars, former NBA champions, and all them to still be able to play and make money. It's 3-on-3, obviously. It's not full court, but he wanted to be able to have some ownership and have something that he could run. Again, he started this in 2017. Some of the innovations that we've seen, he started selling NFTs, offering ownership, like benefits to fans. Matter of fact, Snoop Dogg is one of the owners of the teams. And so it's been a great thing. Matter of fact, I went to go check out a Big 3 game back when a couple of years ago when it came to Dallas, and I was impressed with the way it was put together. It's very entertaining. It's quality basketball. You still get to see some of the former NBA vets that still can get it done on the half court end. So, and then, like, again, Ice Cube has made all these innovations, and the Big 3 league has brought a lot to basketball. Now, he's been having issues. He's saying, according to Q, that ESPN and the NBA have kind of was trying to be a thorn in his side for certain things, but I think it can benefit both. I don't see why the Big 3 and the NBA shouldn't be partners. With this league. Again, it's done well. Now, it has had some drawbacks. Now, this is according to former Laker Nick Swaggy P. Young. He said during the interview on Vlad TV that during the last season that there was some missed payments. He said, according to Nick Young, and games being canceled, and all that. Now, that's a legend of Nick Young. Now, there was rumors too about that the league was having financial issues and it may fold. I remember reading that. But obviously, again, you're gonna always have that kind of information and stuff that may not necessarily be true. So you got to take the good with the bad. But what the good is, Ice Cube's Big 3 league is still here. 5 years later, he's still rolling strong. And it was recognized as the first black-owned pro league by the U.S. Black Chambers, Inc. and by Black. So, again, shout out to Ice Cube, O'Shea Jackson. Yay. Proud of you, brother. Keep doing your thing. Keep supporting it. Hopefully, a lot of other people may jump on board and support and be a financial support to the pro league as well. So that's my topics tonight. But my last topic is called Hot Mic. We're gonna finish up with a hot mic. Now, if you've been in the media, is this mic on? You hear this sometimes. I'm from the media industry. And hot mics means is anytime you stand in front of a mic, it's always on. So you got to be careful with what you're saying. Well, this is my hot mic segment. I ain't gonna be careful because I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say, and it is what it is. My hot mic moment for today's show is those LA Lakers. The Lakers are 0-5. They lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves last night, and they are a straight dumpster fire. That they trash right now. That team is shooting 41.6% from the field. They shooting 22.3% from the three-point line. And I hadn't even updated this. This is before last night's game. They've only hit 33 of 148 three-point attempts. Isaiah Harris, appreciate you, brother. Thanks for dropping in. They've made only, again, 22.3% of their three-pointers. That's the worst. They're the worst team in the league in shooting threes, and is one of the second worst in NBA history. And first time since the King, LeBron, rookie season, the team led by him has started winless. James is getting his 25. He's averaging 10 and 7 and 8. But he's averaging 5 turnovers a game. Listen to this. Listen to these shooting. Beverly, 4 for 16 from 3. Kendrick Nunn, 4 for 17. Lonnie Walker, 4 for 23. Anthony Davis, 2 for 11, who can't stay healthy. He hurt again. Westbrook, 1 for 12. And James was shooting 9 for 35, 25%. That's just some of the horrible three-point shooting of this LA Laker team. And everybody wanted to make Russell Westbrook the scapegoat. I'm going to tell you who should be getting the most blame for this Lakers team. Jenny Buss, Rob Pelinka, and LeBron James, because they're the ones that orchestrated this in clutch sports. This is why you don't allow a team or a superstar and his management to have any say-so in what your organization is doing. This is what you happen. The product you got out there is straight trash. And I know my bro, Antoine Banks, is a big Laker fan, and I know he would agree with me. I think the worst thing the Lakers could have ever done was sign LeBron James. Yeah, they got that one chip, but now you mortgage your future. You done sent all the young talent away, and now look at you. And then you trade for Patrick Beverly? Come on, Laker fans, I feel for you. Because y'all in that straight garbage. And I would trade LeBron. I would trade LeBron James. Somebody got to get traded. Somebody got to go. And I know it's probably going to be Russell Westbrook, but he ain't the reason for he's part of the reason, but he ain't the main reason for these Lakers looking like straight garbage. Well, anyway, that was my hot mic moment for today's show. I want to thank everybody for dropping in. My man Isaiah Harris, Miss Williams, I appreciate you always supporting. Make sure you guys check me out here every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Toria says, so mad with my Lakers. I just turned the game off. He was taking my blood pressure up too high, screaming at the TV. Yeah, you might as well keep your blood pressure pills next to you, because that team ain't going nowhere. They're going fishing, as Chuck Barkley says, when the playoffs start, him and Kenny Smith, they going fishing, and they're going to go fishing really early this season. So again, I want to thank everybody. Isaiah, Toria, make sure you tune in here every Saturday morning, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to give you the hot takes, the hot topics. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to TFG Sports Media on YouTube, and make sure you follow it on Facebook, TFG Sports Media as well. Toria says exactly. They always make it all about one person. Teams win championship, not a one-man show. Exactly. That's what it's always been, and always. Lakers got a lot of problems. Yeah. They got one of the biggest ones. They can't shoot. That's one of their biggest ones. They got a whole lot of problems. So I don't see that being fixed until, hopefully Darvin Ham will survive. I hope he survived that mess, but we're going to see. So again, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you check it out. Make sure you share this to your social media platforms. Also, check out my man, Lee Black, and his co-host, Tasha. They do a show on TFG Ratchet, TFG Uncut, called Real Talk for Real Men, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central on today. Make sure you go over there, slide on over there to TFG Ratchet, TFG Uncut, and like and subscribe to that. And also, Lamb Levity, go subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. Subscribe to the Real Estate Insider YouTube channel. Forgive us later. You got all the shows under the TFG network. Make sure you go subscribe and go check out some of those shows and like the video. So again, you all enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I hope you have a good one. Oh, don't forget, we got some college games coming up. Number 2, Ohio State at Penn State. TCU at number 7 at West Virginia. Thank you, Tori. Hit that like button. Arkansas at Auburn is playing right now. Florida at number 1, Georgia. That is going on CBS at 2:30 p.m. Michigan State at number 4, Michigan. That's happening tonight at 6:30 p.m. Number 10, USC at Arizona. That happens tonight on the Pac-12 channel, 6 p.m. And the number 15, Mississippi at Texas A&M on the SEC network at 6:30. So again, check out all the college games. I know I'm getting ready to go sneak in and watch this Arkansas at Auburn game. Word is, Auburn might be wanting to get Coach Prime. There's rumors swirling. Can they lure him away from Jackson State? I'm going to keep my eye on that. We're going to keep that. We're going to keep that locked. Y'all keep it locked to TFG Sports Media with all the info. Thank you, Ms. Williams. You have a blessed day, too. Isaiah, you have a blessed day. Mr. Super Producer, Tyler, appreciate you. I thank everybody for watching. Make sure, again, like, share, subscribe to the channel. Enjoy your Saturday. I'm out. Peace.